Hello, my name is Tony Jones, and this is my final project for Models of Teaching. I truly have enjoyed this course and found it to be very informative and reflective. This course has definitely made me focus on a variety of learning styles and methods over the last 10 weeks. A little bit about myself. I currently co-teach a third grade virtual math course for the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School. And today I will be discussing the various models of teaching, starting with the gradual release of responsibility. And with this model, you will understand the phases of the gradual release of responsibility model and how to implement strategies with the framework of this model. Whole group modeling is the first thing that we'll be looking at today. With whole group modeling, what I'm doing is I am presenting to the class my objective, what we're going to be learning today. And even before I give my class an objective, let me explain to you how we start our class. Once again, I show the students a slide stating that this is third grade math. Giving them the book that we're working on, the pages that we're working in, and I also provide them with a PSSA prep question. Now with the PSSA prep question, every day they would answer a multiple choice question regarding PSSAs. For instance, today's PSSA prep question is, which of the following units is used for measuring length, whether it's A, inch, B, gallons, C, kilograms, or D, pound. And once the student has the answer, they'll send it to me in the form of notes. While this is going on, students are coming into the classroom, or the virtual classroom that is, and this happens between, I'd say about 15 minutes prior to the beginning of the class. So the students have 15 minutes to socialize with each other, answer the PSSA prep question, discuss their homework assignment if they have any questions regarding last night's homework assignment. This is a PSSA prep or a warm-up question, a warm-up exercise, I should say. Next, we will start with a whole group modeling, which is a focus lesson, and what I'll be doing is presenting the objective for today. And our objective today is multiply whole numbers by 2. So I'll ask questions to the students regarding what does multiplication mean to them, another word for multiplication such as repeated addition, and we will proceed from there and see how much knowledge that they know about multiplication before we go any further. The very next step that we'll be doing is introducing a vocabulary list of words, and the two vocabulary words that we'll be working with this week, or today rather, is factors and product, which are important words regarding multiplication problems. So the students will read, they'll be able to point using the pointer that's pointing to the factors and also the product. So I'll be introducing that to my students, and then our next step is, once again, this is the gradual release of responsibility, which means that we're going to be doing things as a group, and my students will get stronger within, my goal is for the students to become stronger as I release more responsibility as far as more information to them regarding regarding the tools that they'll need to succeed. With guided instruction, this is the time when cognitive loads begin to shift from the teacher to the student. My goal as the teacher is to lead the student to becoming more independent. I will read the slide with the student and have the student count the monkey ears and answer the questions. Next, we'll be working with questioning and prompting. This slide is using arrows and pointing to factors and products. And we also see a number sentence. For the first time, students are asked to write 6 times 2 equals 12. Students are also asked to say, verbalize, that 6 times 2 equals 12. And we'll do this as a group. And finally, we are going to actually count the 12 monkey ears in the picture on the right. Okay, next what you'll see is that we're going to be, as teachers, we're going to be supervising as teachers using guided instruction. So the next few slides that you'll see, the teacher's going to be releasing more responsibility to the students. Students with guided instruction from the teacher will work on the whiteboard, and what we're working as a class with, to get volunteers to answer problems that are on the whiteboard. Also, you'll see that we have graphics on the whiteboard where the student is able to count the pictures, and the whole lesson as far as what the students are counting. They're multiplying 3 times 2. There's 3 sets of eyes. 2 times 5. There's 2 hands. 1 times 2. There's 2 shoes. And there's other problems like this. And I think this is a great non-linguistic representation way of giving students added information regarding multiplication. Next is supervised guided instruction. And with supervised guided instruction, what that means is that the students are going to be able to raise their hand, volunteer. This way it's going to guarantee me that the students understand what we're talking about regarding factors. They're going to have to be able to say, Mr. Jones, 7 is a factor, Mr. Jones, 2 is a factor, and Mr. Jones, the product for 7 and 2 is 14. So in this scenario, the students are going to work, we're going to work as a class. I'll be calling on students randomly, and the students will work individually, but as a class, we'll be working on this together before we go into small group. Next coming up is our small group, which is also part of our collaborative learning. In small groups, what we do is we divide students up into 4s, and the students will work independently together. They'll work together, and the teacher and the teacher assistant will walk around the room or virtually go into each one of the groups to see if the students understand what they're doing, and we'll offer feedback to see how we can help the students. So in small group practice, students are divided into groups of 4 and asked to pick a team leader. The team leader will assign problems for students to work on. And once again, the teacher and the co-teacher will move from group to group, offering assistance. Once this is completed, we give them maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes inside small group, and we go in and we offer individual assistance. We'll return the kids back from group, and we review the group collaborative efforts that the students displayed working together, and we also give them a chance to show us how much information they have retained regarding multiplication from today's lesson. After small group, we have an opportunity for the students to work together in problem solving. So the next few slides are all on problem solving. And what this does, it permits the students to work together as a group to problem solve. Here they are able to make educational decisions and collaboratively work together using strategies. Also, they're able to display their work, and and this seems to work really great in the virtual classroom. Now, I just want to remind everyone that the gradual release of responsibility model is basically teacher modeling, joint responsibility, independent practice, and application. The authors of Gradual Release of Responsibility model suggest that students' cognition, learning, and thinking should shift from the process of teacher as a model to joint responsibility, and then to independent practice and application. And from the lessons that we do in our math class on a daily basis, that is one of the biggest reasons why I chose to use the gradual release of responsibility model. In the final phrase of the gradual responsibility, the gradual release of responsibility model, the learning is transferred to the student. It is the goal that the student can independently apply the new information, content, skills, etc. in multiple situations. And what we're doing here, and I'm trying to show you the various situations that the student is able to transfer the information. If you remember in the beginning, we learned our vocabulary, and then from our vocabulary we went into group practice, led by the teacher, modeled by the teacher. Then from there I led the students to more independent practice, and then from independent practice the students were to work collaboratively together as a group. From that point, you also notice that one of the things that we do is we provide resources for students, and some of the resources that I have here is a couple of multiplication websites where my students can go for additional resources and support. So in conclusion, the gradual release of responsibility model, number one, the steps for implementing this model. Number one, there's the focus lesson, which would be my objective. There's guided instruction. There's the collaborative learning, which we have provided for you in the form of group and also individually working with the students in small groups as a whole, as a class, I should say, and then also into small groups and also independent learning. And finally, there is an assessment that the students would have on multiplication, and to gauge how much learning is taking place, we could use a rubric just to make sure that the students understand what their expectations are, and apply the rubric on an elementary level to our students as well.
Well, I hope that you have enjoyed learning about the Gradual Release Responsibility Framework. This podcast has provided you with a sample focus lesson with an objective such as I do it, guided instruction, we do it, collaboration, students working together, and independent practice. Students are able to achieve the task alone through application. I've displayed the framework implementation, teacher modeling objective, joint responsibility, and independent practice and application. It is noted by Fisher and Fry that this release of responsibility can occur over a day, a week, a month, or a year. And through the process, students are becoming more independent learners. My final slide that I have on the screen is how we would dismiss our students from class. We give the students an opportunity to answer a question regarding to today's objective, which is multiplication using multiplication by 2, whole numbers, and this is how we would end our class today. As students answer the question by sending us a note, they are dismissed. We also stay in the class a little bit longer to see if there's any students that are having any problems or any concerns regarding the subject or any questions regarding the homework.